Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of your word and also the opportunity to grow in faith. Today we look at a difficult story, a story of your mercy and also our rejection. And we ask you to grow our faith and our appreciation for you, to never get complacent with your grace and your mercy. In your Son's name we pray. Amen. Good morning, everyone. This begins our new summer series, A Light for Your Path. We're looking at different kind of weird Old Testament stories that maybe you don't look at very often, and we're applying that to one of the commandments. We kind of have a history and tradition. Every year in the summer we look at the commandments, and this year we look at a weird, interesting, maybe not often studied story, and apply that to the commandment. So our first commandment here is listed on the top upper left-hand corner. We're going to read that in its entirety. We're going to read the commandment, what does this mean, and Luther's explanation, and then we'll get into the story. Let's read the first commandment together. You shall have no other gods. What does this mean? We should fear God, love, and trust in God above all things. Pretty easy, right? Let's pray and go home. But that idea, nothing else but me. That if I'm your God, you don't rely on technology. If I'm your God, you don't rely on your athletic ability. If I'm your God, you don't rely on your money or your wisdom or who you're related to or who you're connected with. If I'm your God, it's just me. That's what God's commanding in the first commandment. And we see today in the story of the golden calf, we see people who knew better. People who had listened. People who, when they were sad and they were slaves and they were weak and they were crying, that's when they needed help. But as soon as the Jews got out of slavery and got some freedom, suddenly they forgot who their God was. Today we're going to look at the interesting details of the golden calf and apply it to our lives as well. How quickly we can turn on the Lord and how quickly they did. Let's take a look at Exodus chapter 32. Just to set the tone before we get started. Moses had just delivered 1 million plus Hebrew slaves from 430 years of Egyptian slavery. That means that they didn't know anything about slavery. Every generation was born, raised, and died in Egypt. Right now, as the story begins, they were rich. God had allowed them to plunder Egyptian gold, silver, and clothing. The dynasty of Amenhotep II was a very rich one. They've got a lot of money. So a whole bunch of slaves left with millions of dollars, essentially. They are fed. God is providing them manna, bread in the morning, and quail in the evening, and water from rocks in the desert. And they are victorious. God had defeated Egyptian and Amalekite armies in battle. Do you need anything else in life? I mean, if you are free, and if you are rich, and if you have bread and water, and you have life, do you really need anything else? We would argue that God took them in about 3 months. God took them from slavery to the American dream. Now, how will they treat him when God has expectations? How will they treat him when God says, all right, I've done all this for you in 3 months, now my word, now my law. Are you going to listen to me when you're free? Are you going to love me when you got money? Are you going to care for me when you have all the things I've provided for you? Let's see. Exodus chapter 32. Moses ascends Mount Sinai for 40 days to learn God's commanded laws and commandments. When the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, "Come, make us gods who will go before us. As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what happened to him." Well, Aaron answered him, "Take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, and your daughters are wearing, and bring them to me." So all the people took off their earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took what they handed them and made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. Then they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of Egypt." Question number 1. What did they make out of their golden earrings? It's a nice, easy question to get you started. What did they make? A golden calf. Of all the things to make, why a golden calf? Question number 2. The Egyptian god Apis was a young bull, a symbol of power and sensual pleasure. Worship to Apis included drinking, drugs, loud parties, sexual immorality, and revelry. Why, of all the gods of Egypt, did they choose Apis as their leader? Aaron, sir.
He sounds so much fun.
He does sound like a lot of fun.
It's the devil working in him.
I'm sorry?
It's the devil working in him.
The devil, right? And the devil always wants to drag me away from God to something else. But they could have chosen any of the Egyptian pantheon. Why did they choose Apis? What does Apis offer them that the Lord of heaven and earth didn't seem to offer?
Sin.
Sin? What kind of sin? We all enjoy sin. What's the sin that Apis it offers? Again, worship to Apis.
Power.
You can have power. You can have all of this, right? What else of fun did Apis offer them? Nobody wants to say it. Luke wants to say it. Luke and Randy. I knew one of them would give it up. Luke and Randy. What is Apis offering them?
Sensual pleasure.
Sensual pleasure. Yeah.
Well, everything we like to do.
There it is. This is thousands of years ago, and yet Americans read this and say, Apis sounds great. Is Apis not our culture?
Yes.
Drinking, drugs, sexual pleasure, make money, enjoy life? Is Apis not American culture? Is it any surprise that 3 months after God has rescued them from slavery, brought them into a desert, water out of rocks, and bread and quail every day, and you're like, that's great and all, but I'm going to make Apis my God. These are generations of slaves who have known nothing better, who have observed Egyptian false worship for centuries, and yet they want pleasure instead of God's power. They want to party. They want to have fun. They want to enjoy life instead of listening to God, His commands, and doing what He says. I wonder, any connections for us today? Any application for modern Americans? The Egyptian god Apis. Nah, right, that doesn't apply to us. This is a little dusty story. They can't have anything to apply to me. I'll wait for the brave among you to raise your hand. No. Same temptations, same pleasure. Oops.
It's a me generation 2,000 years ago.
Right.
3,000, whatever.
If they had cell phones, they'd be taking selfies. We like to think we're better, smarter, wiser. There's really no difference. They're out 3 months, and this is the first thing they do. Let's go to drink, drugs, party, revelry. Yeah.
Okay, so that was advocate here.
Sure.
Okay, you brought up the fact that they had just been brought out of how many years of slavery, right? So how much pleasure have they had in all those years?
There it goes, right?
So this is something very new for them. And I'm not saying it's right, but I can understand why they would be drawn to it because they had so many years of oppression.
Yeah, there's 2 thoughts on this. A, this is new pleasure for them that they haven't enjoyed in Egypt. Or the scary one. B, this is their God that they've worshipped for years, and as soon as they get out, they go back to Him. Right? We don't know the answer. It doesn't record for us in Exodus or other places what their worship life was. But we do know it took them 430 years before they finally grew. And we do know with some of the Egyptian annals that while they were slaves and while the Hebrews had their own nation and the Jewish people were over here, we do know that there was some intermingling from the Egyptian point, and we do know that there was some allowance for worship. So there's 2 questions. Are they finally free and now they're just going to get to party because they've been slaves for 430 years? Or, scarier, is it something they were doing in Egypt? And God had given them all this freedom, and that's great and all, but we got to go back to our old ways and our old parties. And that's how we know how to make the idol. That's how we know how to, I mean, they didn't need any instruction on how to make apis. They didn't need any instruction on how to celebrate their worship. They knew his practices, his strategies, whatever. Is it because they had watched it and never been able to do it? Or because they were intermingled with it and they wanted to go back to the sin they first had? You bring up a great point, Michelle, and we don't have the answer, we don't have the scriptural proof for it. We know from Egyptian annals they did something, but the frightening thing is how quickly they forgot their God who saved them. How quickly they're partying it up. And again, I mean, I have to just be a bit sarcastic, but like partying in the desert doesn't sound like much fun to me. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're rich, we got gold, we got silver, we got clothing, we made it, man. We got a house. Like, don't live in a tent. But here's the foolishness of sin. I'm good. I don't need God anymore. I got money. I don't need the rest of it. So it's got to be something to be partying at the side of a mountain while your leader goes up. I've got gold, I'm going to celebrate. I got silver, we're going to dance, we're going to drink. Where'd they get the libations? We don't know. But it is something to see sin saying, I got a little bit, I'm going to celebrate. And whether it's new or we're going back to what we're used to, this is the life they live. 3 months after God rescues them. Thank you for playing devil's advocate, Michelle. Luke, something more.
It's just, they go to Aaron. And Aaron saw firsthand, him and Moses were there with all the plagues of Egypt.
Right.
Everything the Lord did to deliver them, he was there. And he don't even put up an argument. He says, okay, bring in your earrings.
Why doesn't Aaron fight the people? Again, we don't have an answer in Scripture, but I think we have a very basic answer. I think we can put a pretty good guess on this. Why does Aaron not fight the people when they come and they want him to make golden? Okay, yeah?
I think he was scared they would just form a mob on him.
Absolutely. Aaron, something more?
Yeah, just, I mean, how many more of them are there of him? So there's, what if I say no, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Aaron's a politician. He was a
I'm going to give the people what they want. He says he's afraid later to Moses. There's a lot of them and one of me. Moses is gone. God's not speaking anymore. Let's give the people what they want and then pretend like there's no consequences. That's the more logical answer. Some people say Aaron actually appreciates Abel's work. We don't know. But I think the logical answer is this is what they're used to. And Aaron says, telling people no to pleasure, I'm not going to be that God. Telling people no to sex, drugs, alcohol, or whatever they're using at that time, whatever they have in the desert, I'm not going to be that God. Here is an instituted leader of God's people. God's people come to him and say, he can tell them what God says. What does he instead do? Do whatever you want, man. You guys want to party? Fine. Just keep it down. Moses here. I mean, you really see, you don't see a shepherd, you don't see a prophet, you don't see a pastor. You see a politician giving the people what they want. And then wondering why God is a consequence.
I understand there he says he was afraid of Moses. But the thing is, he saw how God protected them from the Egyptians. These people are nothing compared to the Egyptians. Yeah, they're outnumbered in Egypt. But he just, okay.
God just split a Red Sea for y'all to go through, and then brought it back on a chariot. God took staffs and makes it snakes. God just did anything. This is a bunch of people who are not trained in warfare. They're not trained in this. They're trained how to make bricks, to make pyramids, and still last today. I mean, they're trained to do a certain task. Of all the things, Aaron should say, this is the Lord, we're not going to go against his name. Yeah, Aaron gives it right out. Any application for us today? Man, this is an easy class to teach, isn't it? Any application for a pastor or a man or woman of faith to say, I know what God says, I don't want you angry at me. I don't want you to come after me. I don't want you to fight me, so I'm going to give in to whatever pleasure you want. Any application? Mother? Uh-oh. Mother?
Well, the whole thing of living together before marriage. It's what everybody's doing. It's the thing. No, it's wrong.
I'm just going to give in to you, because I don't want maybe
Well,
you'll
Pastor,
leave.
you have to adapt to the Lord now.
Times are changing, so we need to rewrite the Bible in certain areas because of different times.
Yeah, Ted said times are changing, we need to rewrite the Bible. That's the pressure. Pastor, you need to adapt to culture. You need to preach culture's message. Desi, for Kim?
I was just thinking even, today we're in a spot where we're going to have to go back and challenge our Constitution of the United States over some issues. And the same thing, it's like, we'll give them this, and then we just started on this downhill slide, which throws out anything good, and you have to accept it, or you're the one that's going to be prosecuted for it.
Aaron, Benny?
I mean, it's something that I'm sure, not necessarily the same way that you deal with, but just all pastors in general, our numbers are down. How are we going to fix this? Well, if I change this slightly, I'll get more people in. And, I'm just changing this one thing. It shouldn't be too bad, right?
Well, there is a concern of a church council or the fear in a pastor's heart. If I just give in here, will they stay? Will they come in? Will they remain? Oh yeah, absolutely. Andy, and then
I was just going to say, I see a lot of Aaron in myself because it's really easy in Bible class to say, Aaron was wrong, he should have stood up for the Lord. And it's easy to say that in front of all of you because I know all of you are Christians just like me, and you're not going to come down on me if I'm quiet on the other side. So when I'm at work or when I'm out in the world and something's happening and I don't speak up, I'm just like Aaron. I have the same sin that Aaron's having in the story because I'm scared.
same fear. Well said. Oh.
No, I was just going to impress upon the first before Andy spoke, and just teach them what they want to hear.
Yeah.
It's what makes it all acceptable to them.
Right. Now, tell me what I've already determined is right, and agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, well, then you're the meanie. Aaron didn't stand up. Aaron let them party. And not just any. I mean, we do know a little bit about Egyptian gods. We know that they've got raw different kinds, and they picked the party god. For what we know, they picked the one that you can do the most with. And again, some gods have different worship practices, and it's a little difficult to know all of Egyptian worship thousands of years ago. But what we have remained, they picked the party god, which makes sense. Sinful man, sinful woman, always wants to party, always wants the pleasure. We never want to say no. And if someone confronts us, like Aaron, temptation to say, no, whatever you want. Old story. A lot of truth today. Now we're going to see, someone called him a politician before. Now we're going to see some scary shepherding, some scary pastoral thought from Aaron here, taking care of God's people and trying to placate his conscience, my guess. Verses 5 and 6. When Aaron saw this, that is what he built an altar in front of the calf and announced, "Tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord." So the next day the people rose early and sacrificed burnt offerings and presented fellowship offerings. Afterward, they sat down to eat and drink and got up to indulge in revelry. What's the pastoral counsel from Aaron here? What should we do on Sunday morning before we party? Go to church, man. Okay, we've got acres here. We've made this massive gold calf. Let's put an altar first. Let's get to Jesus out of the way. We're going to wake up early to do that. We're going to sacrifice fellowship offering and burnt offerings. We're going to burn animals to the Lord. But then what do they do for the rest of the day? Party. So which one did they really want to do? Worship God or worship Apis? Party. They wanted to party. But why did they do God first? Why, after you go to the work of making a calf, or the work of celebrating to that calf, why make the altar to the Lord and worship Him early in the morning and eat this late? Oh, all right. I'm going to go with Randy's hand first. That's the first one I saw. I don't know if that's the first one that cleared your space, but Randy.
As long as I, worship the Lord on this time, then I'm good for the week. I can do what I want the rest of the time.
I get my worship in, and I can sin as much as I want. Chris is my answer.
Guilt.
Yeah.
Let's get this, we know this is the right way to do it.
Right.
We're still going to be what we want to be. We're going to make it all better by having that altar offerings.
There it is. I think these are the twin motivations. I get my Jesus in, and then I sin the rest of the week, and I feel guilty that what I'm doing is wrong. So I'll get some Jesus. But guilt didn't last long in that afternoon, did it? Right? I mean, they got up early, the Hebrews said. They were getting up early in the morning. So they had more time to party later in the night.
We're talking just hourly. When they let me, just months.
We're talking 3 months. We know God gives us time. We know they haven't been in the desert more than 3 months. We know that. It has not been long since they saw the sea at flood stage split. It has not been long since every firstborn male has perished. It has not been long with gnats and flies and the river of blood. They have seen that 4 months ago. And the best we can give God is a little altar before we go party the rest of the day. Oh, that's frightening. It's a frightening indication of my sinful heart. It's not going on. Johnson.
I think they're placating. I think they're covering their butts. I think they want to make sure God knows that, hey, we're worshiping you, but yeah.
Again, guilt is, I'm going to cover, but then I'm going to do it. Well said. Ted?
I'll get my forgiveness in because I know what's going to happen.
Any applications to us today?
I was going to say, can we not do that right now? In 2019, okay? Get my forgiveness in because I know what I'm going to do the rest of the week, so I better go and get my forgiveness in. I mean, that's just one thing.
Do we ever think the same thought? I should go to church because I feel guilty of what I did this week, but I'm not stopping. We're partying afterwards, man. Oh, it's a frightening thing to peer there. One more follow-up.
Yeah, also, when you mentioned about what the Hebrews had seen with the killing of the firstborn, etc., it won't happen to us. That happened to the Egyptians.
They suffered. God's not going to turn on me.
I'm not going to suffer.
Yeah.
So
We've suffered for 430 years in slavery, but now God's on our side, so we can worship Apis. And we know that when he goes on top of Mount Sinai, we know that there's thunder and lightning. We know beforehand that everyone's freaking out. Like, God has displayed his majesty time and time again, but I'm going to placate God so that he doesn't punish me. And I'm just going to party the rest of the day. Oh, it's frightening. Yeah, Andy?
It seems like there's some misdirection going on here because it says at the end of verse 4, then they said, these are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt. So they're basically telling the people, this golden calf is really what split the Red Sea. This golden calf is what got you out. And so they're trying to give the credit to this other guy.
To make us feel better for what we're doing, we're going to misdirect. And who wants to be these religious priests of Apis? Like, where do they come from? Like, Aaron's asked to do something. Aaron makes a decision, and then the rest of them seem to fall in line. And then there's a priestly caste of people, it seems, who are ready for worship. That it's all too convenient for them to snap to this right away. This is who rescued you. This is who saved you. And really, let's just be honest. Who are you really worshiping if you worship Apis? Everybody, take your finger, stab it right in your sternum. Who are you really worshiping? Is this your sternum? I think your sternum's right here somewhere. Stab it right here in your chest. Me. I saved myself. And I'm going to celebrate me. I'm going to celebrate me. They're no different than us. They just have less technology. And their idol that they made was really themselves. And that idol allowed them to party. I want you to look at that middle question on the bottom of the sheet. We talked about what are our idols today. So an idol really is anything not God. Anything that we put, that we give praise, worship, honor, and glory not God. They made Apis, right? They made a golden calf consistent with Egyptian religion practices, whether they were used to that or whether that was something they always saw and they wanted to do. We don't know. But they made something that was not the true God. They made an idol, a little God, small g. All right. What are examples of idols today? And I'm not just speaking of their life. Can we talk about your life for a moment? What are idols for me today? What are things that I say, man, this is going to take care of me. This is going to bless me. This is going to provide for me. This is what I need. If I have this, I'm going to be successful and meet my dreams. What are idols for me today, Katie? Money, absolutely. How so, Katie? Please tell me.
People misuse it and put it before it. Like instead of giving to God, giving one respect to God, you want to go get that car, or want to go shop and get that clothing.
I need that new purse, these shoes. Come on, Katie, I need the shoes, right? No, how quickly we say, I can't give that to God, I need it for me. Yeah, money. Money's perhaps our number one idol. Thank you. Sharon?
Position.
Tell me more.
I'm a manager, I'm a CEO, I'm a CFO. I'm the big guy,
Yep.
the leader.
Yep. I got respect.
People like to do. Yeah, I have respect.
I have respect and power. That's what I want. Respect and power. Please.
So that same respect and career.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Instead of getting up in the morning, the first thing I do is go to the word, the first thing I do is get on my computer and check my lesson plans. Like it's me that's going to change kids' hearts. I can't change kids' hearts.
Well, so this is an idol. Most people don't recognize it as an idol. I really appreciate your excellent example, the hypothetical example that you just gave there. Oh, my career. I got to have my career. Not time for the Lord, time for me. My success, my goals. Millennials don't see career as an idol. It very much is. Very much is. Ted and me. Explain, Ted.
Well, no one's going to take care of me. I got to watch out for myself. I can't trust anybody in here. And God, I can't see him. I mean, things didn't go well for me today, so he must not be watching out for me. So I got to watch out for me because me is what counts.
I got to work on Sundays. I got to get the time done. I'll get to God when my business is handled.
Well, really, God's taking care of me.
I know. Okay. Look, we got ourselves out of the Red Sea. Really? Really, you did? Yeah. Sinful mind. Aaron?
It goes along with money, but possessions, what I have.
All those possessions. Yeah.
My online presence, how many people follow me,
Yeah.
how many people are friends with me on the computer or my phone.
Facebook.
Yeah. Right. How many followers, how many people, how many tweets, how many retweets, how many mentions, how many views, how many this, how many that. This is my digital currency for my self-worth, is the amount of people that look at it or the bots that I paid to increase my views. Yeah.
I think going along with your social standing.
Tell me more. What do you mean by social? I know what you mean. Explain what you mean by social standing.
Well, I'm a big man on campus. I'm the big person in town. People know who I am and what I do. And like I said, social media follow what I'm doing.
If only the popularity game melted away as soon as you graduated college. If only. Well said. Mark?
False idol that you think you're not going to eat this in your mind. Now, this is not me. It really is. It's controlling your life. You don't have it.
The worst idol to have is to think you don't have it. The worst idol is to not know your own self and know what you find pleasure in. And Cindy gave us a great example, right? Instead of being in the Word, they're going to be in my lesson plans. Because what gives me pleasure is a great lesson plan, because I am the best. There's an example, my idol is me, right? Or as a pastor, I'm not going to get in my daily devotion. I'm going to make this sermon. It is going to be awesome. People are going to be on fire. Because what's going to move people this week? So you see that the worst idol is not recognizing you have it. Not recognizing your own weakness, your own sinfulness. This is the first commandment. Luther used to make a joke, he can't get past the first because he sees too many sins when he looks at the first commandment. And he's right. There's a lot of idols you and I have. Maybe don't make a golden calf to him anymore, or one of gold perhaps. There's a lot of things we replace in our lives and our God. After all he's done for us, after all he's provided, how quickly we say, I will save myself. Any final or additional comments, questions on the first page? Page 2. Oh, sorry, Sharon, please.
I think we believe in all of this because it's easier. It's easier to be a follower than a leader. And just stand up and say, I don't need all of this. It's really tough.
Right.
So I can follow God. So I think being followers.
I was talking with a friend recently who said, who was describing the things that this person owned. And he said, Pastor, I don't really need all this stuff. And I was waiting for him to say, then he said, yeah, actually I do. I look at my stuff, I look at my possessions, I look at my job, I look at all the blessings. I know mentally I don't need it, but it's hard to say I really actually don't. And to give that up, or put that to use, or whatever. The difficulty. I know something mentally, physically saying, if this goes away, if I lose my job, right? For most men, if you lose your position in your career, life over, right? If I lose my job or I don't get the job I wanted, do I still trust in the Lord to provide for me? Or am I just in this massive pit of depression because I am man and I will do? And you see what I will. Go to page 2. Thank you for your comment, Sharon. Verse 7, 8, 9, and 10. I underlined a couple of words. It's not underlined in the actual text. That's just my underlining to point out that God's making an emphasis here in what he says to Moses. Again, they're partying, they're dancing, they're praising a self-made idol for saving them. Then the Lord said to Moses, go down because your people, whom you brought up out of Egypt, have become corrupt. They have been quick to turn away from what I commanded them and have made themselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. They bowed down to it and sacrificed to it and said, these are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of Egypt. God knows what you're doing at the bottom of the mountain. I have seen these people, the Lord said to Moses, and they are a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone, so my anger may burn against them, and I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. Question 6. God has rescued, fed, clothed, and protected these former slaves. Now they worship another. Is God justified in destroying them? Absolutely. So why doesn't he? If he is justified in wiping these sinners off the face of the earth, why doesn't God destroy them? And why instead does he engage Moses in dialogue? Almost like he's asking for Moses' input on this. God doesn't need human input. He just does. So why is he speaking to Moses face to face and looking for input? Yes?
He doesn't want to just give them the answer. He wants to teach them and make them understand.
Good. I'm not just a guy who punishes. If I was just a guy who punished, Adam and Eve would have been dead a long time ago, and we'd all be out, right? He's a teaching God. He's a merciful God. So what is he trying to teach Moses? Do you see what God is offering him at the end of the verse? The whole nation, 1 million+ people are revelry and worshiping and partying. God says, I'm going to destroy them and I'm going to make you. What did God just offer Moses? He offered him the lineage of Christ. I'm going to bring Christ through your loins. I'm going to make the nation through your loins. Everything that the Jewish people hold on to, Christ is going to come from our family. God's promises. We are this chosen nation, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. God just said, I'm going to erase all of those promises and give you all of those promises. What is God playing at in Moses' heart as the nation revels at the bottom of the hill? What is God testing in Moses' heart? Kim?
The people's lives.
Yeah.
Do you want yourself lifted up, or are you really here for your people? Yeah.
What's your
people?
Yeah. What's your idol, Moses? Do you believe that your loins and your name can make a better name than my promises? Here's your opportunity. God tests Moses' love in the first commandment, even before he gives it. It's almost shocking to think that God would put Moses in such a test. I can destroy them. I can start over with you. Do you love these people? Do you love my promises? Or do you love your pride? Do you love your strength? Do you love your position, your career, all of the things, the popularity, that Christ's line will come through your loins? Is that what you want? That's what God is offering Moses. I will make you into a great nation. That's Hebrew language. That's Old Testament language. That's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob language. But now Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is going to be wiped out. It's going to be Moses, and that's it. This is a massive test for Moses. Are you going to hold on to your people and your promises? Or are you going to take the spot of glory and walk around? I don't know if we always understand that. It's so much in those little words. I'm going to pause here for any comments or questions to make sure you understand what God has just offered Moses. The lineage of Christ, the entire Jewish nation, from one man. Let's keep going. If you want to see the measure of a man, you see when God offers him the world, so to speak, how does he respond? That's why I love Moses. But Moses sought the favor of the Lord his God. Moses did not seek pride. He did not seek position. He did not try to destroy them. Moses sought God's favor and see why. Here is God, red hot, ready to destroy. And Moses has a conversation. And what does he see? Oh, Lord, why should your anger burn against your people, whom you brought up out of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, it was with evil intent you brought them out, to kill them in the mountains and wipe them off the face of the earth? Turn away from your fierce anger. Relent. Do not bring disaster on your people. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to whom you swore by your own self. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give your descendants all this land I promised them, and it will be their inheritance. Then the Lord relented, did not bring on his people the disaster he had threatened. Reread verses 11 to 13. I want you to list for me how Moses sought the Lord's favor. As he was tempted to make everything else an idol, as he was offered the lineage of God and all of those promises, he sought the Lord's favor. How? What are the words, the phrases, the concepts that he uses to entreat God to withhold from this devastation, this destruction, this burning to a crisp your nation. What did he do? Please.
He brings up the fact that God brought them out of Egypt. God brought them
Okay. 3 months ago, you rescued them, right? He brings God's deliverance and power. I'm seeking your favor by reminding you of your good deeds. God doesn't need reminder, of course, he's God, he knows everything. But here in the moment where my pride could say something, Moses doesn't focus on himself. He focuses on God. Okay?
Well, he tells them, do you really want the Egyptians to think that you did this just to kill them?
Right? Are you a killer, God? Do you want the Egyptians to laugh that your people were brought out to be slaughtered in the desert? That you would go against your promises of deliverance? Right? Is this your nature, Lord? Well, John.
We remember the promises that were made to Isaac and Abraham and Jacob.
Yeah! There's been a lot of promises! You've made these! I'm holding you to them, Lord. How else look?
He quotes God's word.
You've made me a human promises. And instead of trusting my pride, I am holding to your word. This is stuff you yourself have said. That's what I'm going to hold to. In times of turbulent emotion, of self-pride, I'm going to hold to the word. Another promise?
Wasn't he asking to control his anger, turn from his fierce anger?
Yes, he is. By seeking the favor, he's asking God to relent. And what is he using to... I got to look careful here. I said, what is he reminding God of to, as he asks him to relent from his anger? What reasons or facts is he pointing to do that?
It's a fair and forgiving God.
Yeah, he calls him with the name of the Lord. It's a covenant name, Yahweh. You are the one that delivers your people. I'm calling you by who you are. All the things you revealed to me. Remember me? Remember me with the weak knees? Oh, I can't go in front of Pharaoh. I don't know how to speak. Bring Aaron along. Remember this, Moses, how many years ago? Now God is offering, I'm going to destroy a nation and make you a king. These are not. Look at all the stuff you did, Lord. In the most turbulent times of my life and of these people's life, I'm reminding them of what you have said. God chose well with his servant Moses and prepared him very well. Kim?
I think in just continuing, I see, he's calling on his name, which that is what the Lord gave to Moses.
Yeah.
And, in that is, our God is so different because he is graceful and forgiving. So I think he's calling on those attributes of God to not like
Right. Yeah. We're really careful how we speak about the power of the Lord. He can do whatever he wants. He's justified. He's justified to say, Red Sea wasn't good enough for you. But you are a kind God. You are gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness. These are the ways God describes himself before he gives the commandments. And this is what his servant reminds him of when he's ready to bring fire and rivers upon his people. This is awesome. I can't imagine. And the confidence of faith to say, I know you are a different God. I know you have favor. And this, when you are so angry, this is what I do. This is what I call upon. All of these are your natural attributes that I say, this is what's going to save my people. And then, I'm sorry, your people, right? Moses turning back on the people you brought up. Your people. Moses is tested to break the first commandment by the Lord himself. When a man's logic and pride would say, yeah, I'll take it. But if you offer, God. And yet Moses held to the Lord's first commandment and loved his Lord more than anything else. Right? How did they make a movie of this? Huh? All this Hollywood crap that they bring big picture massive. This is tiring mentally. But this is so comforting. God could have wiped it, he didn't. This is so comforting. God could wipe me off the face of the earth, he doesn't. I hold into his promises. I fall into the pleasure of this. Other comments, questions? The Lord relents. He will not bring about annihilation. But God still has consequences. God still brings consequences to us to get our attention. Much like it's always fun when mothers in the audience. Much like when you were a child and your mother wanted to get your attention, your mother might occasionally use consequences to get that across. As a child, of course, you're really, really sorry. Whatever you did was really, really bad. But you learn just how much you're not going to do it when there is a consequence applied or something taken away or whatever. Did I always love the consequences my mother gave me when I was younger? Do I love them now? As I raise my children, as you raise yours, etc., as you think about that, don't we parent the same way? I love you. I don't want you to do this again. So there will be a consequence. There will be a warning. There will be something in mercy. I could annihilate, I don't, but I want you to remember what you did here. I want you to understand that while you are forgiven, and there is grace and mercy, 3 months ago, now, God is now going to provide a little consequence for his people. So they understand the severity of their sin, and be brought back to forgiveness, and also, Lord, willing to listen and act with him moving forward. When he compares the total annihilation, it maybe doesn't seem like a big one. But consequences are still good for God's people. Verses 17. When Joshua heard the noise of the people shouting, he said to Moses, "There is a sound of war in the camp." Moses replied, "It's not the sound of victory. It's not the sound of defeat. It's the sound of singing that I hear." When Moses approached the camp and saw the calf and dancing, his anger burned, and he threw the tablets out of his hand, breaking them into pieces at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf they had made and burned it in the fire. Then he ground it to powder, scattered it on the water, and made the Israelites drink it. Why does Moses make them drink gold-powdered water? All the things. Not Dr. recommended. Andy?
I have a different question.
Okay,
where was Joshua during all this time? It seems he's not with the people and he's not with Moses when Moses walked. Is he about halfway up the mountain waiting for Moses to come down to kind of guard him? Or, I mean, I know he's kind of the commander of the army, so is that his job here? Because it seems like Joshua didn't quite know this one. Okay.
Yeah, but it seems to be halfway. I believe in Deuteronomy it says he's halfway. Forgive me, I'm pretty confident we can say scripturally it's halfway. If it's not, I apologize. Read it for yourself. But I'm pretty confident we can say scripturally he's halfway. So he's halfway here. Is that why does Moses make them drink cold powdered water? Randy?
Tell them this is what your idol has been reduced to.
Okay, I reduced your idol to gold, and you have to drink it. Your idol has no power. From a nurse, thank you for that. Why else does he make them drink gold powdered water? John?
Consequence?
There's a consequence for this? How does cold powdered water taste? I'm hurt. I didn't do that much research for class today. I'm told it tastes pretty poor. Why else gold powdered water? Maybe this was most practical. Again, for a nation of people who have had nothing for 430 years, who have been oppressed and made bricks, and bricks without straw, and made all this stuff. They got all this gold and silver and things. They take all their earrings, they throw it into the pot. Wow, the gold cap comes out. Why make them drink those earrings? Now ground into powder? The most practical consequence a parent can give? Sure.
Maybe he wanted them to know that it really isn't anything. It's nothing.
It's just powder, right? This cap really is nothing. I mean, if you think about all the gold to make a decent-sized young gold, that's a significant amount of gold and a significant amount of powder. How much money did they just waste? How much money? You had all this money, guys. You wasted it to make a cap. I'm going to take that and burn it because your calf is in power. And this calf isn't going to do squat. And you're going to drink it because it tastes disgusting. But don't you see? I gave you this and I can take it away. I gave you this, I can take it away. I brought you here, I can make you wander for 40 years. I gave you and I take away. So I want you to learn, what you have on your ears and around your necks isn't yours. It is a gift from the Most High. And when you reject Him this way, you're going to drink it, and you're also going to be a little poorer than you were in the morning. So I think the consequence is the loss of money. I think the consequence is bitter water does not taste good. I think the consequence is saying, no other God saves you. He can't even stop you from burning you. The true God of heaven and earth, this is the one that saves you. A very consequential choice to make and drink. Top of page 3, we see Aaron's leadership. Sometimes we're tempted to pick on Aaron a lot. Again, Aaron, Moses had to be developed as a leader, right? This is part of Aaron's development as a leader as well. He said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you that you led them into such great sin? Don't be angry, my Lord," Aaron answered. "You don't know what has happened to them." So I told them, "Whoever has any gold jewelry, take it off." Then they gave me the gold, and I threw it in the fire, and out came this calf. Wow! Magic! Moses saw that the people were running wild, and Aaron had let them get out of control, and so become a laughingstock to their enemies. The water didn't work. They're going back to their old habits. So he stood at the entrance of the camp and said, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." And the Levites rallied to him. Question 12, why did only the Levites rally to Moses? Out of all the tribes, why only the Levites? I think I heard a whisper. They're not the priests yet. There's nothing special about this. Because of what they do today, they're instituted as the priests for eternity. Why did the Levites come to him? That's Moses' tribe. His family comes to him. Only Moses' family will bind with him while everybody else is partying. Moses is of Levi. Only the Levites will come. And question 13, was the consequence of drinking gold water enough to lead to repentance? No. So what is God going to have to do to get them to repent? To say, we are sorry for these idols, we seek your favor again. God's going to have to bring another consequence, another difficulty, a little bit more pain. Verse 27. And he said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each man strap a sword to his side, go back and forth through the camp from one end to another, each killing his brother and friend and neighbor." The Levites did as Moses commanded. And that day, about 3,000 of the people died. Then Moses said, "You have been set apart to the Lord today, for you are against your own sons and brothers, and he has blessed you this day." And the Lord struck the people with a plague because of what they did with the calf Aaron had made. Question 15. Why does God need both the sword and the plague to bring people to repentance? They are stiff-necked. They just want good from God and evil. And so in love, he sends his Levites up. 3,000 men among 1 million plus is not a lot. Clearly it's not killing everybody, it's killing the worst. Clearly. My guess is it's not killing everybody, it's killing the worst. Send a message. God's striking you dead. But the plague as well. How did the Levites keep the first commandment? Kept the first commandment by loving the Lord and killing their neighbor. It's a rather extreme way of keeping the first commandment, and yet that was what God commanded at that time. I'm going to love the Lord, so even at this moment, I'm going to strike down your neighbor. Question 17 is a very detailed and difficult one. With the sake of time, I don't have time to get into that. But I hope you've gotten into the story of the golden calf and found something to appreciate. Even something to see in a mirror of your own sinful heart and life. The Lord is good to us. He rescues, He delivers, He provides for His always so good to us. There is no other God we need. Fear, love, and trust in Him above all things, whether self, whether anything else we would list. And God, give us the strength of Moses, not the politician of Aaron in these moments. Next week, we will be off. We will have our preparation for soccer camp barbecue, 9:15 and 10:15. You're invited to come, wear your soccer camp shirt, your Ryan face shirt, we'll get set up. Then we'll continue with the second commandment on the 16th of the month. Again, here, looking at an interesting story, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. If you don't know the names, you probably don't know the story either, but it's a fun one, and we'll continue to apply those stories to our lives. Let's close with prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and mercy, that even though we deserve to be punished, you don't punish us as our sins deserve, but punish Christ in our stead. Bless us now to prepare our hearts and minds for your worship and also for your sacrament, that we may receive this to your glory, to give you the glory that only you deserve, to fear, love, and trust in you above all things. In your Son's name we pray.